Coming to next question, question number 50. What is it's something related to activated carbon. Right? It's a different concept. We'll discuss. We'll see that. We'll go through the question. Statement 3 statements are given. So what's the statement 1? Activated carbon is good and attractive tool to remove pollutants from effluent streams and to remediate contaminants from various industries. So as far as pollution is concerned, so here it is being said that activated carbon is helpful in controlling pollution, in removing pollutants from effluent streams. Now, let that be statement 1. We'll see the statement 2. Activated carbon exhibits a large surface area and a strong potential for absorbing heavy metals. So something, again, activated carbon, they can absorb heavy metals. Again, activated carbon can be easily synthesized from environmental waste with high carbon content. So activated carbon can be made easily, or it can be synthesized from environmental wastes. So these three statements are given. Now, activated carbon is a concept related to science and technology. Again, it was in news. I have provided the news link over here. So we'll see what options are given. Now, what type of options are given? Which of the following is correct in respect to above statements? Now, both statement 2 and statement 3 are correct, and both of them explain statement 1. So what is the option A? Option A is saying that statement 2 is correct. Statement 2 and statement 3 both are correct, and these both are explaining statement 1. Right? So let's say carbon exhibits large surface area and strong potential for absorbing heavy metals. So activated carbon absorbs heavy metals and it can be easily synthesized from environmental waste, and that is the reason that it's a good attractive to remove pollutants. Now that is what is being claimed as per the option A. As per the option A. Now option B, both statement 2 and 3 are correct, but only one of them explains statement 1. Where when both 2 and 3 are correct, only one is explaining. Only one is correct in sense of statement 1. Again linking to statement 1. Now option C, only one of the statements 2 and 3 is correct, and that explains statement 1. Again option D, neither statement 2 nor statement 3 is correct. So this is a bit a tricky question. Right? If you have a simple knowledge of current affairs, you can easily solve it. For this, you should know what statement 1 is, what activated carbon is. So once we are going into the explanation, we see that use of activated carbon in pollution control, this is actually a correct statement. So activated carbon is widely used for removing organic as well as inorganic pollutants. It is also used for removing heavy metals from industrial effluents and water and air. So this is what was present in news, and with this thing we can definitely say statement 1 is correct. Now statement 2 is also correct. Actually, high surface area and absorption capacity, it is related to that. So therefore, definitely activated carbon is having high absorption capability and also high surface area. Therefore, see, once it is having more surface area, it can absorb more, right? So it can be more helpful in reducing more pollutants. So definitely it can absorb heavy metals and dyes. So option like statement 2 is also right. Then statement 3, what we see, is also right. It can be made from agricultural waste, and also it's a cost effective eco-friendly material. Therefore easily it can be made. It's also cost effective. See, when it is cost effective and when it absorbs heavy metals, definitely we can say that somewhere both the statement 2 and statement 3 are supporting statement 1. When both statement 2 and statement 3, then both of them are supporting statement 1, we can definitely go to option A. So right answer is option A. That is both statement 2 and statement 3 are correct, and both of them explain statement 1. Right? This is question number 50. Hope you have got the answer, and also news link is provided. You can check with that. Next, what we see is question number 83 in set A. This is something that we have discussed in our classroom. So space missions are given: Axiom 4 space mission, SpaceX space mission, and Gaganyaan space mission. Specifically, we have discussed Gaganyaan in detail. Now, even axiom 4 was also discussed. If you have a little bit knowledge of what we discussed, you can definitely solve. So how many of the space missions given above encourage and support microgravity research, right? Microgravity research. So one thing is definitely sure, Gaganyaan, when we have discussed in classroom, we have discussed that microgravity research. So when 3 is right, now we can eliminate some options. We can eliminate the option D. None definitely cannot be the answer, right? And we can eliminate option A. Only one definitely cannot be the option. Only one in the sense, how many of the above. So as of now, we'll consider A. So there is chance for only one, only two, and all the three. Only one, only two, and all the three, right? So axiom 4 and SPADX. Axiom 4 also I have given some information in classroom, and also it was there in current affairs. So a lot of times this was in news. So axiom 4 also does this thing. Let's just go through the explanation. Right, what we see here is that axiom 4 is a private astronaut mission to IAS, that is International Space Station. Right, it is a carrying a suite of scientific experiments. So definitely it includes dozens of microgravity studies. So if we have gone through current affairs, microgravity thing definitely strikes, and with which we can say the statement 1 is also right. SPADX is a technology demonstrated by ISRO. Basically, it is focused in on docking twin satellites, but it uses something called as POEM 4. It uses something called as POEM 4, that means PSLV, Orbital Experiment Module, and this POEM 4 is actually responsible for microgravity research. So microgravity research is also present in the second statement, that is SPADX. Gaganyaan, we already know, we have discussed this thing. So human spaceflight program will include microgravity experiments, right? Human spaceflight program. So in this scenario, what we see is the right answer is right, option C. Option C is the right answer. What is all the three, like axiom 4, SPADX, and Gaganyaan, all of them are supporting the microgravity research. Therefore option 3 is the right answer for the 83rd question. Right, I've also given the news links. Now the next question is 84. This is directly out of our discussions in the classroom. Right, what type of aircraft, right? With reference to India's defense, consider the following pairs. Now what has been given? Aircraft type is given and description of the aircraft is given. Now in the classroom we have seen the pictures of all these aircrafts and their role, right? So let's try to solve it in the way we have discussed in the classroom, or else we'll also try to discuss it in the way as part of our general or common knowledge. Right, coming to that, let's say Dornier. Dornier is a maritime patrol aircraft. Let us just go through this. Then again, IL-76 is a supersonic combat aircraft. Do you think IL-76 can be supersonic? Now, what do you mean by supersonic? Something which travels more than the speed of sound, right? More than the speed of sound, and combat aircraft. Now, see, when we listen these things, supersonic, combat, the common things that come to our mind is Tejas, Rafale, right? These things. Now IL-76 doesn't ring the bell, so definitely this is not a right match. So like in C-17 Globemaster is a military transport aircraft. A lot of times, not specifically, but a lot of times you see this thing is new in news. C-17 is a heavy plane, very big plane. It transports military personnel, definitely. So military transport aircraft, this has to be right. Now coming to Dornier 228, I have shown this thing in classroom. Dornier 228 is definitely maritime, patrol aircraft. So, one is the right. How many of them, how many of the pairs given above are correctly matched? So if you just eliminate the second thing, right, the supersonic thing, you can say like how many pairs, you can easily eliminate this option. All the three, definitely not all the three, but only one and only two can be the options that can be considered. Now because with this knowledge we can easily say that two of the options are right, right? Two of the options are right, so we can go with the option B. Right, so 84 we can go with the option B, that is two of the above planes are rightly matched. Even if we go into the explanation, we have this explanation, right? A Dornier is used for Indian Navy and Coast Guard for maritime surveillance. Supersonic combat aircraft, definitely incorrect, that we have seen. And what is it actually? It is a strategic airlift military transport aircraft, right? IL-76 is not a supersonic combat aircraft. It's actually a military transport aircraft. And coming to the C-17 Globemaster is also, it's a military transport aircraft. So option is B, only 2. No need of any news article, because it is a lot of time in news and we have discussed in the classroom. We'll directly proceed to the next question, that is question number 94. Right, this is also directly from our classroom discussion. Gagan is something that we have discussed in our classroom. GPS aided geo augmented navigation, right? GPS aided geo augmented navigation, Gagan. It uses a system of ground stations to provide necessary augmentation. Now we have seen a complete map of Gagan, right? Apart from that map, now we'll also discuss this thing, like how Gagan works actually. I have displayed it on complete projector. We'll see the statements related to Gagan. Now Gagan is GPS aided geo augmented navigation and also uses a system of ground stations to provide necessary augmentation, right? Now which of the following statements are correct with respect to Gagan? Again, statements are given. Let's see what are the statements. It is designed to provide additional accuracy and integrity. Now, additional accuracy means what? See, with what are we comparing actually? We are comparing with GPS. Global Positioning System is something internationally used, right? So, it is not Indian origin. Now, Gagan is something what we have made indigenously. So, whether what we have made indigenously is more better in comparison to what GPS is. Now we have discussed this thing in class, and definitely this is a right statement. Yet it is designed to provide additional accuracy and integrity, that's for sure. Now second statement, we see it will allow more uniform and high quality air traffic management. Now see, once you know that statement 1 is correct, means additional accuracy is given, additional integrity is given, then definitely it will be high quality, right? In comparison, definitely it will be high quality and more uniform when compared to GPS, right? So statement 2, if you have the idea of statement 1, definitely you can also mark the statement 2 as right. Now what is the statement 3? It will provide benefits only in aviation but not in other modes of transportation. See, this thing also we have discussed in classroom related to Gagan. We have clearly discussed this thing in classroom, that this particular Gagan is providing services not only to aviation but also to railways, but also to other services. So definitely, because we have discussed this thing in classroom, we can eliminate the third statement, right? So when we are eliminating one of the statement and validating two of the statements, now select the answer using the code given below, because we have to select how many or which of the following statements are correct. So statement 1 and statement 2 is correct. Now with this thing we can move to option D, that is statement 1 and 2 only. Statement 1 and 2 only are correct, right? Now explanation is definitely given. Statement 1 is correct. Gagan is a SBAS, means satellite based augmentation system developed by ISRO and AAI. Now it provides positional accuracy. Now what we see here, positional accuracy up to 1 to 2 meters, which is significantly better than GPS. So this we have discussed in class, and definitely it is more better. So statement 1 is right, and if statement 1 is right, we also seen the statement 2 improves air navigation, approach and landing, right? It supports performance based navigation, therefore in all such things statement 2 is also right. Coming to statement 3, it will provide benefits only in aviation but not in other modes. This is false, because railways is there, maritime navigation, road transport, surveying, mapping, disaster management. So a lot of applications are there, not only air traffic, right? Not only aviation, right? So option D, 1 and 2 is the correct answer. Hope you got it. Now next we'll be moving to question number 95. We can see, consider the following statements regarding AI. Again, it's something related to artificial intelligence, right? Something related to artificial intelligence action summit. This question is purely from current affairs. We have not discussed the specifics of this question in classroom, because it's directly from the current affairs, right? Now action summit, AI action summit, something was held at Grand Palais in Paris in February 2025. So, see, Grand Palais, it's a museum in Paris, and in that museum, some AI Action Summit was held. Now, we'll see the statements related to it. It was co-chaired with India because see, it was held in Paris, so France should be the chair. But again, the statement one is saying that this was co-chaired with India, means along with France, India was also co-chairing the event, and it builds on the advances made by Bletchley Park Summit 2023 and Seoul Summit 2024. So earlier, such AI action summits were also held. So it may be, as per the statement one, it is building on these two summits. Now, statement 2, if we see, along with other countries, US and UK also signed the declaration. Now, whether US and UK have signed the declaration or whether India has co-chaired with it and whether the advances made were carried on, these all things are subject to current affairs. These things were given in the current affairs, right? So if we go through the explanation, what we see is statement 1 is true because this AI Action Summit was held in Paris and was co-chaired by France and India, right, with Prime Minister Modi also joining President Macron. So it was hugely covered in media. Hopefully you have covered this while going through your newspapers, right? Again, it indeed builds upon the earlier summit. So therefore, on the whole, we can say statement 1 is true. But coming to statement 2, what we see here is that particular thing was signed by many nations. Approximately 58 to 61 nations have signed it, but US and UK did not sign. US and UK did not sign. So clearly, what we see is that statement 1 is right and statement 2 is wrong. So this takes us to the option which are correct, means only statement 1 is right. So option is A. Option A is the right answer. So option A is the right answer. And again, I have given the news link. So we have discussed these 9 questions, hopefully approximately 9 questions, and many of these questions are directly from what we have discussed in the classroom. Hope students have done this examination well, and maybe the other students as well, other aspirants as well. I hope that you find this discussion or explanation very good, and because I've also provided the news links, you can check with the current affairs. This would definitely guide you, right?